Hello, everyone. How is everybody doing this evening? Um, we are running a smidge late. Miss Cynthia is putting the child away and taking care of things. And we had a rather interesting event take place just a few moments ago. Um, I mean, how many of you have 7-year-old daughters? And you know, I'm down here doing some work, and she is in the bedroom getting ready and everything like that. And so our daughter decides that there's something on top of the refrigerator that she needs. And so her little brain starts thinking and everything. And she got out the step stool, opened up the refrigerator drawer or door, climbed up on the step stool, and then put a foot on a shelf in the refrigerator and is like, "Oh my goodness." And so what she did, she spilled tea everywhere. And yeah, she got kind of a little bit of a chastise from me. And but some of the things that kids do, which is a great thing to talk about, and just kind of intro into what we're talking about tonight, and it's living in a stressful world. And yeah, Linda, she's okay, she's fine, she didn't fall or anything like that, but it's like, child, what were you thinking? Obviously you weren't using your brain. And but it's like, what did you need up there? Why didn't you come get me and everything? Which and again, a lot of these things are great examples of what we're talking about tonight. Why didn't she ask for help? And so, but it was, quite a fiasco. So I'm up there, putting stuff away and everything. And here's my wonderful wife.
Dogs are barking like crazy.
And
This is a great topic for tonight.
yeah, really great topic. I was just telling about what Sarah did in her fiasco. And
yes. I said, well, why didn't you ask for help? And she says, well, that would have been a good idea. Like, Sarah.
But yeah, trying to climb the stinking refrigerator shelves and everything. And I was pointing out to her, and like I said, I chastised her a bit and everything.
I heard you chastising her, as did the dogs.
So, but yeah, I was like, child, weren't you thinking? Obviously not.
No.
So
what are we talking about after today? Are we talking stress tonight?
Yeah, we're talking stress tonight.
It's been a day.
It has been a stressful week, folks. I mean, especially with all this banking stuff going on, everybody's freaking out and everything, and it has just been crazy. I was just seeing in the news, Putin is now a wanted man.
Do what?
Yeah,
I did.
There's an arrest warrant out for Vladimir Putin.
Oh my
for
gosh.
Basically abducting children out of Ukraine and bringing them into Russia. And so him and some secretary of over there in Russia.
Wow.
And then Donald Trump is supposed to supposedly be arrested on Tuesday.
Why?
For some of the shenanigans they're trying to do. And it's really interesting. I saw a post from somebody who actually works in the New York DA's office there, and they say like 2/3 of the office is like up in arms that this is going through, and they're trying to do it. This is total politics, and everything. But Trump has said, "Hey, man, they want to come get me. Come get me. I'm going to turn myself in and let the court systems, take care of it." But it is just insane. So
can I make a political statement here?
Yeah, make a political statement. Yes.
So how come Biden is still walking around free, and how come Joe Biden is, the son, is still walking around free?
As well as
how come Clintons are still walking around free?
Yep. So
is some of the royal family still walking around free?
Yeah. Let's see what comments are. Can you bring those up?
I sure can.
Thank you,
Let me
sweetie.
See if I can find you here. There you
like
are.
I said, we've
got a woman with you on the screen here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What do you know? What are people saying?
They are saying, hello, Cynthia. Hello, Linda. My 2-year-old granddaughter got a hold of my coffee cup. The daughter left out 2 years old and coughing. Oh, I
Mm.
hope did she get
Yeah.
Katie? Did she get harmed? Did she
Yeah,
get burned?
burned or anything like
Oh
that.
my gosh, that just
But
makes my heart. Yeah. By the IAEC, and we don't recognize it, neither does Russia. Hello from the Tennessee Prepper, Farm Chick, Tennessee. I like
how
that.
cool.
I
Yeah,
like
right
that.
on.
That's cute.
So who do we got? I'm looking at comments over here. We got Linda, we've got Katie, we've got Christine, Debbie Roush. And I'm going to plug Debbie Roush. If you're on Facebook, Debbie, do me a favor, post a link to your Facebook group. She's got a really good news Facebook group.
Oh, good. I'll link
And
to that.
so I've been in there and you'll see my stuff posted in there, but Debbie's got a really good Facebook group. So if you're looking for good, news, which is some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight.
Yes, we can all use that.
Check it out. So Debbie, do me a favor, post your Facebook link and into your group and let other people know about it because I'm enjoying it. And so, but
High praise.
yeah, high praise.
High praise.
Yeah. So, but before that, I don't know how many of you guys are in my newsletter or in my Telegram group, but something I'm doing an offer here. It's my book, Survive the Coming Storm, and check out this stuff. And I'm going to throw a couple more goodies in here. A credit card knife.
That's cool.
A 7 gig thumb drive. And if you're on my newsletter, you know that I send out a lot of files and everything. I'm pulling files from this as well as stuff that I'm finding on the internet and everything. But I got 7 gigs
That's
of
a lot
ebooks.
of data.
And this is a ton of
That's
survival information right here. And then a trusty handy dandy P38.
What is a P38?
A P38.
I've never been in the military.
Yeah, P38 is a can opener.
How cute is that?
I was in the military when C rations were just being phased out, and I think on 2 field problems we still had C rations, and I still have the original P38 that I got out of the box, and I've had it all this time. So I've got an original P38. So P38.
Somebody mentioned a P38 last week.
Yeah.
And I remember I Googled it but I'd never seen one.
Yeah. But I'm offering all this, and what I can do is I'll put a link in the description below. I don't have it in my links right now, but I'm asking $40 for this package, and I'm going to throw some other stuff in here that's going to be surprises. So, but get this, I only have 15 packages. So hand me that bag right there.
I sure will.
Please. Thank you. See how many I got? These are like 15. So I only have 15 of these to offer. But the big thing is the cool thumb drive and an autographed book. Ooh, So
I don't even have an autographed book.
No, you don't.
But even though you
live with the author.
I live with the author. I sleep with the author.
Yeah.
And I've edited it. So
yeah.
I've read it a few times over.
But the biggest thing tonight, what we really want to talk about is dealing with all the stress that is out there. I thought this week was really, really stressful. And I know that Alaska Prepper is actually taking some time off. He's taking off this month so
Good
that
for him,
he can just
recover
and relax, get away from the news and everything like that.
Healthy.
And so, but I know this week has been super stressful for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. And one of the things what I want to do is kind of talk about some of the solutions that I can offer, but also some of the things that I do and some of the things that Cynthia does and everything. So basically, first of all, is recognize that you are not in control of everything. And unless it's in your personal influence, you just got to push it off.
And that's so easy to say and so hard to do.
Yeah, it's super hard to do. But I mean, can we truly control who's going to run the nation, or can we truly control what's going on in over there in the big U and the big R, or what's happening over there in the big C? I'm using code words here. So, but all these things, there's just so much out there that we have no control over, and it haunts us and just really hits on us. And one of the things that we need to do is just learn to just push it off. only influence things that are in our sphere of influence. And one of the things I tell people to do is if you discover I let's just call it a fear, but a fear or a concern or something like that, prep towards it so that
That's good.
you have insurance on that issue. So if you're afraid of the zombie apocalypse, then maybe you want to get some helmets so that they don't eat your brains, or
Or a Michonne
a
sword.
Michonne sword or something like that. Or if you're concerned about the nuclear issue or something like that, what can you do to better your preps in that arena? Maybe get some potassium phosphate or some of these other things that you don't get a Geiger counter, some of these things, but start prepping towards that direction so
So
that
you feel more
you
secure.
feel more secure, because fear is the mind killer. and
Is
and
that
reason.
Dune?
Yeah, that's Dune.
Dune, yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is that reason that we fear is that we have no control over it, or we don't
Mhm.
understand it, or we don't know. So a great thing to do is if you're afraid of some of these things, or you're stressing on some of these things, educate yourself on this and then do something about it and better your preps. I mean, if anything, it's good for you, your health, and for your family's health and welfare as well. And then talking about news, next item is limit your intake of news. And that's something that I kind of try to do. I do not watch any news at all on TV at all. I very rarely, I go to Drudge in the morning real quickly. I go to Max, Newsmax,
Newsmax.
and then I go to, what's the third one that I go to here? Um, Daily Wire. And so those are the only ones that I really read. And I don't really just dig into them or anything. I just kind of scan stuff, see what's on and everything. But I do get a lot of my news off Telegram. And it was interesting. Um, I sent out earlier this morning, early this morning,
It's been a
to my
long day.
Telegram group about the Trump issue. And now, 4 or 5 hours later, now
The
people are
newscast is getting
newscasts
it.
catching it and everything. So I really work hard at reading my Telegram news. And there's a lot of stuff on there that I don't even pay attention to, or I don't really care about or anything. But I do check it, and I find that Telegram is a really good news source. A lot of people report really fast, and so you're getting things a lot faster than what's being pushed out in the media. So, limit your news. And like I said, I don't deal with Fox News or CNN or any of those. We can't get news, so we have streaming TV. So we watch Naked and Afraid and
Chopped.
Chopped, and that's pretty much it. And Marvel movies. I'm a big Marvel
He's a
movie.
big Marvel movie person.
So, but limit your news so that you don't have all this negative coming in and everything, and stressing over things that you don't have any control over. And then another thing, next one is maintain your routine and engage in healthy activities.
Excuse
Instead
me
of
just a
sitting,
moment.
go ahead.
I think the
Instead
dog.
of stressing out and freaking out and sitting there and twiddling your thumbs and basically being a deer in the headlights, what you want to do is, maintain a good, healthy routine. Get up in the morning, eat your breakfast. One of the things that Cynthia and I do is we do get up in the morning, we have coffee together, and we'll go sit outside, we'll sit and that, but we do take several breaks during the day and just sit outside and talk and find out how each other is doing and other things like that.
Mhm.
But just maintain these healthy attitudes. A very good idea is to in the very early morning, take 15 minutes for yourself, kind of organize yourself,
Mhm.
maybe do a few push-ups or something like that. Look in, say some prayers, read some devotions. Just take 15 minutes every morning for yourself to really kind of get your day going,
Mhm.
and really center yourself and things. But
What I like to do in the morning when I wake up is I like to pray.
mhm,
Because
yeah.
my mind, being a woman, I was at a women's meeting today, and we were talking about this exact same topic of anxiety. And we were talking about how men have the capability of compartmentalizing their thoughts. But as women, it was a women's retreat, as women, we don't. Our brains are, I'm thinking about Sarah and thinking about Ray. I'm hoping the dog isn't eating a sock. I'm praying for my pastor. I've got a friend who has cancer. And so I've got 15 things blasting through my head at the same time. And we were talking about, as women, we don't have the ability to turn those thoughts off, but we do have the ability to look at those thoughts. And I am a Christian, and so I will pray as those thoughts pop in my mind of anxiety. I will pray for them rather than focusing on, oh Lord, Raymond's brother is very sick right now. And so when he comes to my mind, rather than thinking, oh, poor guy, it's like, Lord, please heal him. And that helps me to keep a much more positive mind frame because I'm doing something positive for that person. And and I have depression. I have very severe depression issues and migraines. So I understand. People will say, just think happy thoughts. Well, when you have a chemical imbalance, thinking happy thoughts doesn't always help. But I am finding as I intentionally change my thought patterns, intentionally, it does help me to not have that big dark cloud hang over. So anyway, I'm all excited about this because I just went to I had a women's meeting this morning, and it was the exact same topic. Exact same topic. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that's great. No, this is good stuff. This is what we need to hear.
Heather says, yes, men have boxes for everything. Yes, you've seen the same video I've seen, Heather. They have a nothing box. They can go to nothing in their head. Don't you wish you could just go, I'm going to my nothing place and turn it off? You men are lucky.
But I just want to say hi to Sherry and say hi to Heather. Thank you for joining the room. And folks, do me a favor. If you're new here or something, like, subscribe, and share, and then ring that little bell so that you know when we're posting new videos and everything. But we're really working hard at gaining 4,000 hours of watch time. I think I'm sitting just under 2,300 hours. So we're working at, YouTube has given me a benchmark of 4,000 hours. So that's what we're working on. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
And
thank you guys for tuning in. That helps. But, every hour we have really helps.
No, of course we'll remember your name, Heather.
Yes, of course I remember Heather.
So, now when we get 200 people in here,
I'm still going to remember Heather.
Yeah, that's true. So, but next thing that we can do is practice relaxation and take time for yourself. I mean, the biggest thing that I've noticed is that you're so busy about taking care of others and taking care of the job and taking care of this and that and everything, you often forget how to take care of yourself. And that's why I say take 15 minutes in the morning for yourself and do those little things, do some push-ups or read a devotion, say some prayers, do something to educate yourself, other things like that. And just take 15 minutes and just do it. And, it's easy. And well, I'm not saying it's easy, but
it's not easy to do that, but it's worthwhile. What do I do when I need to have some me time?
Oh, you go in the bedroom and shut the bedroom and
what else do I do?
Take the dogs. And
I have a big bathtub.
Yeah, that too.
That helps. For women, it helps, especially if you can get the kids in bed and get into the bathtub with a nice hot bath and a glass of wine. And that really, really helps.
Next thing, and this is something that I've
Heather
tried,
too.
I've tried to, I used to do, but I'm finding that I need to get back into these habits and stuff, is mindfulness. And mindfulness is learning to live in the now. And learning to focus on the now. And believe it or not, it is actually rather hard to stay focused on now. And a really good website that I use and used to use, I haven't used it in a while, but I need to get back on and start using it again. It's called headspace.com. And what it is guided mindfulness. Now, some people may say this is meditation and everything. I don't see it that way. I look at it as learning to live in the present. And so often we're off looking here and looking there, and we're past, present, future. And so everything just gets all crazy that you just kind of lose track of everything instead of living in the now. And when you start learning to live in the now, you're able to focus more, do more, and apply more. because you're staying focused on the now instead of worrying about all these other things, or
Mm-hmm.
squirrels or rabbit trails, and all these other things that tend to happen. And but I'm very uh, I really like headspace.com, and it's super simple. And I mean, the guy talks you through stuff, and teaches you how to really just be mindful and stay in the now. And again, it's a lot harder than
It's
you think.
very difficult to control your brain.
Yeah, it's controlling your
Very
brain.
difficult.
And maybe it is easier for men or something, but it is difficult to learn to control your brain. But that's something that I do, and I love Headspace. And again, I'm not getting any affiliate money or anything off of that. It's just a website that I like, and it's a website that I use, and it's just something that really helps me. And a lot of things I'm going to be talking about is what helps me, and things. So if it
Which,
helps me, it might help you.
let's see, Headspace did not help me
Interesting.
because I don't have the discipline to be able to keep my mind on one thing. That's something I really need to work on. It probably would help me if I would make myself do it.
Yeah.
And it's just like being in prayer. I can start praying for someone, and then I'm realizing the dog is
Squirrel.
I'm squirreling off. The dog's
Yeah.
needs to go potty, or Sarah's up, or then I get back to it. So that's difficult for me too. I'm not one of those people that can just sit and pray for hours. I just can't do my brain that way.
And that's what something that it does it teaches you how to stay in the now and stay focused on the now, and instead of chasing all these rabbit trails and squirrel moments and everything.
John said, "Oh, hi Dale. Dale just popped in.
Hey Dale, how you
and
doing?
John
Bud?
Campbell. Hi John Campbell.
Yeah.
Self-distraction, catching yourself brooding and deciding to think of other things. That's exactly what we're talking about, John. Absolutely.
And it's hard, and so. But Headspace really teaches you how to have more discipline in that arena, and things. But
it's difficult if you're a multitasker. It is really difficult because to take your brain, even to sit for 1 minute. This is fun to do. Set your alarm on your phone for 1 minute, and try to sit quietly for 1 minute and keep your thoughts on one thing in that 1 minute, and you will see how fast our brains are just amazing.
A million miles an hour.
Like they're a million miles an hour around. And I think a lot of that too. I'm too old for the Xbox and the video stuff the kids have now. But I know when I was growing up, like even Sesame Street was getting a bad rap because it would move so fast that the kids didn't have to focus. It was just quick. And now we are such a nation of quick thinkers. You watch a video, you watch it for 15 seconds, like, nope, I don't want to do this. You click onto the next one, 15 seconds. Nope. The next one might catch you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So just do it for 1 minute, and you'll see it is amazing how quickly our brains.
Well, it's that.
And it is a discipline.
It is a discipline.
Good word for
and then what you do, another thing, just sit there and breathe. And just focus on your breathing.
Oh, I want to go to Heather's house.
Yeah. What does Heather say?
Heather says, I love it when our weather is a bit nicer. I sit outside listening to the hens, the rabbits, and watch the garden. I'm also a huge fan of hanging clothes. I tell the kids they can't talk to me then. I'm going to Heather's house. I'll bring the wine, Heather. We'll sit and watch your chickens and listen.
But yeah, do that and really focus. But yeah, again, check into Headspace. It teaches you that discipline. And once you're able to do that, you'll start seeing a lot of your problems and issues and stress start melting away. Another thing, move your body. And this is something that when you're stressed, your muscles start tensing up. By getting out there, doing some walking. I like gardening, and getting out there in the garden and everything really helps. And if you're not able to get out there, maybe pump out some push-ups or something like that. Things that I enjoy, and then it's something I need to try, start doing again, is I used to practice what's called Aido. And Aido is the Japanese is basically fast draw sword. And you learn all these different movements and how to chop people up, and 3 seconds and everything. But IOTA to me was a lot of fun. Very, very, something to just do and
Focused.
focused. Yeah, very focused. And it's just because you're doing a very easy workout and everything. So you're working at your body,
There's
you're
no
staying
stress.
focused and you're staying, stress free and everything. But I enjoy practicing IOTA. So I enjoy martial arts. I need to start practicing my Wing Chun again. So my
Tell
Wing
me what
Chun.
you're gonna do with Sarah,
Yeah, we're looking into Krav Maga,
which
and
I've
so,
never heard of before until
yeah,
he talked about it and I looked it
yeah,
up. She's 7,
yeah.
and it's
Start teaching her some Krav
they're
Maga.
gonna do daddy-daughter
Yeah, see about
Krav
taking.
Maga.
I've always wanted to learn that. I've always been big into what's called Wing Chun, Wing Chun. Um, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. But I've always wanted to try Krav Maga too. So, but doing a lot of these things, getting out there and just moving, taking walks, go out and pull weeds or something. What do you
Hello
got?
to the Grinch is back on.
Hey, Grinch, how
Hello
you
to the
doing, bud?
Grinch. Heather says that she was with 2 of her kids. They went to a greenhouse today. The 10-year-old says, "I love the smell. It smells like dirt. I love that smell.
Hmm.
It is calming."
Hmm. But
You know what?
so go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say our little one that we talked. I don't know if you ever. I don't know how much you've. Sarah is our granddaughter. We are raising her, which is another. We moved here from Texas, and we
Hmm.
are raising our granddaughter in a much healthier environment here. So that's the other thing that comes into the stress is
Hmm.
we're not 30 years old anymore.
Yep.
It's raising a child at our age is a little bit different
Yeah.
than the first time I raised a child 30 some odd years ago.
Hmm.
So anyway,
But just getting out there and moving. I mean, just doing that will help. Something that I find really, really helpful, and I'll put a link up for this. But getting a watch, I love this is my Samsung watch, and it plugs into my Note 10. And I've had this thing for years, and when it breaks, I just always buy a new one because the technology is so old. I can buy them for like $75 now, and but it monitors your heart, it monitors your stress, it monitors how many steps you're taking. I
it's like a
mean,
Fitbit Plus.
it is. I mean, tells the weather. Let's see if I can do that. Tells the weather, tells me how many steps and everything. You see, I've only done 2,900 steps a day. I'm being lazy. Heart rate, how many hours I've slept. I mean, it just does all kinds of cool stuff. And I love this because I'm always counting my steps and keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on my heart rate. It'll measure your stress. So I'm always testing my stress levels and everything. But I'll put a link to this watch. It's great. If you got a Samsung phone or Android, man, these things rock. And I'm sure the Apple Watch does the same thing, Fitbit Pros and all those other things. But that's something that has really helped me also, is helped me to stay accountable, at least in things. But another thing, seek good nutrition and eat right. And it's
As sweet as ate half of a cake today.
yeah, really. She had to go to her women's Bible study thing today, and they
And I
had a
brought
bunch of
home.
cake and cookies, and she brought home a cake.
Yeah, and it's
So of
half of
course I
it's
had to have a
gone.
piece.
You had one,
Yeah.
Sarah, and I had the other half.
So, but just eating right. I mean, when you put junk in, junk comes out,
Mhm.
and just by growing a garden, I mean, you'll see your health go up, even just skyrocket, because you're eating fresh veggies out of your own garden and everything like that. Who's saying what? What comments do we got
Well,
here?
I was. Dale says there's snow where he is. A visit to the greenhouse sounds nice. Heather, you are in Wisconsin. Do I remember that right?
I think
I
so. I
think what
can't
Heather
know.
may be in Wisconsin. I think
Mhm.
she's up in God's country up there.
Mhm.
She says they have 24 degrees with wind. Um, let's see. Sherry Hicks, grandchildren really show you how long it's been since you had to get up. Night, ugh. I've done my fair
Oh yeah.
share of grandparenting. For the bright side, we have a very close relationship. We will
Yeah.
too.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
we will have Sarah to
Yeah.
the end of our days.
Yeah.
So we will be very close. In fact, she adopted us as mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
So that's
We're now mommy and daddy.
we used to be grandma and Wawa.
Yeah.
He told
So
him he didn't look like a Wawa to me.
no. But yeah, Heather says Wisconsin.
Yeah, I thought she was in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
So,
I love Wisconsin.
but just eating right. I mean, stop putting the junk food in. Really control the sugar intake. I mean,
Mhm.
sugar is a killer. And where good natural fats are really good for the body, we eat a lot of bacon and bacon grease, a lot of beef beef fat, and so we try to use a lot of animal fats and everything. And when you're out there working and when you're out there moving and everything like that, it's fat feeds your
It keeps you full.
fat feeds your brain. Sugar deprives your brain. And if
Mhm.
what is the dementia? Dementia is now called type 3 diabetes. And what it is,
Really?
what they have found out is that people who have a high intake of sugar over a period of time, a lot of their lives, will develop dementia because sugar shrinks the brain. It attacks the brain where fat feeds the brain. And what it is, sugar is an addiction, and so people
That's
will
true.
will constantly crave the sugar and everything. Where at that, what they really need to be doing is drink a some heavy whipping cream or eat some bacon or some, feed your brain, start teaching your body to live off of fat again, because that's how what our great ancestors did and everything like that, is living
Sugar Doesn't
living off of
sugar also feed cancer?
sugar
I
feeds
think sugar
cancer.
cells
Yeah,
I'm
sugar
sorry,
cells.
cancer
Yeah,
cells
yeah.
feed on sugar too.
Yeah, but get back just to a natural diet. I mean, we're all homesteaders, we're all preppers here and everything. The more that we can get back to what our great great grandparents were eating, the better. I mean, it's amazing to me. Look at some of those pictures of the 1950s and, see how trim and fit everybody was in the 1950s. What were they eating then versus what we're eating now? What happened when that changed our diet to cause everybody in America to becoming obese and all the
Television,
oh,
movies,
fast
video
food,
games, fast food,
McDonald's, yeah,
the
junk
breakup of
food,
the family.
yeah.
That's
But
exactly what did it.
that's is something that I'm amazed. You look at all these people from the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and they're in great shape, and they didn't visit a gym at all. You know, here we're working hard just to look good or being somewhat healthy and everything. But it's just getting back to a good diet. Good diet will help you stress.
Yeah, Linda's has a good one. Internet.
Yeah.
That's very true. For how many hours do we sit? I think Pinterest is what really got my attention when Pinterest very first came up.
Hmm.
It's like I could have lived on it. Then I realized between Pinterest and Facebook and email and texts and
Hmm.
phone calls that I
Hmm.
could sit. There was a time in my life I would be on my phone literally 6 to 8 hours
Hmm.
a day
Hmm.
with calls, texts, and everything else.
Hmm.
That's a lot of wasted time and a lot of sitting.
Yep.
A lot of
Yep.
sitting doing nothing.
Now, something also is learning to take care of your adrenal glands, and something that the adrenal gland is what really controls the stress. Let's see here, copy, and the adrenal gland will if you're feeling fatigued, if you're feeling tired, if you're, uh, you know, let's see, what do I got here? If you're, if you have, and there's something called adrenal fatigue, and it's pretty rampant in the country today. But basically, if you have trouble with tiredness, trouble sleeping, falling asleep, or getting up in the morning, you crave sugar or you crave salt, and you must have coffee.
That sounds like
And
me.
so you might be suffering from adrenal fatigue. And it's
Wow.
the adrenal glands that help you basically push the stress off. And so many Americans today are in adrenal fatigue. And so it's these glands that really help get rid of that and everything. And something that I take,
And that
and
works?
this works, I love it,
Really?
is Dr. Christopher's adrenal formula, and I take it. And you can see my stack of vitamins here.
Mhm.
I also take a lot of lion's mane. So, but Dr. Christopher's adrenal formula, you take that, and for some reason, what it does, it just helps you be mellow, helps you, the stress just kind of rolls off you. And when you're in that state of mind, it's your adrenal glands working. And because that's what your adrenal glands are for, is to combat and to absorb and deal with stress. But our lives are so stressful and everything these days that so many of us now suffer from adrenal fatigue.
I'll be darned.
But I love this stuff. It really works. It's really good. And you'll just find if you're impatient and just cranky all the time and everything. When I'm cranky all the time, that's when I've been missing this. So, but
Really, so like
so
Raymond, go down and get some adrenal gland
yeah,
formula.
go
Get
some,
your
go
go get
take your
some fish, go
vitamins.
take some vitamins.
So, but that's what I've done. St. John's wort is also another one. In fact, Goshen Prepping was talking a lot about St. John's wort and how it's really good for you for a daily intake and everything.
You
Helps
have to
with
be
your
very
stress.
careful, though.
Yeah, it has to be, it helps you with your stress, helps you with, a lot of, one of the things that it helps with is the nerve interaction and the nerve firings in your brain and everything. And so it helps with that a lot.
But if you're on prescription medication,
Oh yeah.
like I take prescription medication for
Yeah.
my crazy head, I would not take
Yeah.
it without my doctor's approval
Yeah.
because you can overdose your brain
Yeah.
if you're on any other kind of meds that have a bad reaction
Mhm.
to it. If
Mhm.
you're healthy, I'd say go for it. But if you're like me, check with your doctor
Oh
first.
heavens, yes. Yeah.
That's very, very important.
That's why I say this is what I take.
Mhm. Well, that's different though. St.
Yeah.
John's wort is something that
Yeah.
really can mess you up if
Yeah.
if I was to take it with the amount of medications I
Mhm.
take, I think 3 for my head. It would not be a healthy thing for me to do.
Mhm. Mhm. So taking care of your adrenal glands.
But that's interesting, your adrenal glands.
Yeah. And then protect your sleep.
Oh, I love Linda Bopp. She's my new best friend.
What?
She said I don't look old enough to be a grandmother.
Raymond, I need to tell you how lucky you are. Cynthia doesn't look any older than to be a grandmother. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm going to go over to Heather's first, and then I'll go over to Linda's.
So, but I just saw a sidetrack here. Dale is talking about morels.
Yes.
Yes, we are getting coming
Dale
in.
actually put shiitakes in his dehydrator just a little bit ago.
Ooh, cool, dude.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Morel season is coming up.
It's a road trip. I'm sorry. Us girls are planning a road trip. We're kind of getting off the prepper thing. I apologize.
That's okay.
I squirrel.
Yeah. But protecting your sleep. So, really protect your sleep. And it's interesting that now that I'm using a CPAP, she made me start using a CPAP where before. And
he'd stop breathing. I mean, just flat out stop breathing. I couldn't sleep at night.
Yep. And I
listening and waiting
now that
for
I
him.
use a CPAP, my sleep is really regular, very good sleep and everything. Where before, if I'm not using a CPAP or anything, I'm rolling, I'm jumping, I'm just all kinds of stuff.
He was a violent sleeper before the CPAP, and a noisy sleeper.
Yeah, snoring,
and it's amazing. He puts the CPAP up. And he goes to sleep. Something else about sleep.
What?
I've had the last 2 weeks. I had somebody in one of the dog groups I'm on Facebook was talking about. I put a picture of our golden doodle, who's my baby, and I put on there that I have this depression, and that my golden doodle is one of the best therapies that I have. I got him to become a service dog or therapy dog. He doesn't have the temperament for it to do it publicly, but he is mine now. And a woman was telling me about these wake up clocks that Philips makes, and what it is, it's an alarm clock, but when it goes off in the morning, it doesn't go on me, scare you and throw you out of bed. It comes on and the light starts to come on, and it comes a little brighter, a little brighter, a little
mimics
brighter.
Sunrise.
Mimics the sunrise, and then you also get the chirping birds that go with it. And when I hear the birds, my brain just realizes that the light's coming up and the birds are going, and it's a really nice way to wake up.
Slowly wake up.
Slow wake up.
Yeah.
Now the mornings when I get up with Sarah, it's a different story. The alarm has to go off. But in the mornings when he's getting up with her, then it is a really fantastic thing. It really is. And I was kind of like, does it work? Does it work? Does it not work? I don't know if it helps me to feel better, but I like waking up to it because it's a very calm.
I did a lot of research on it, and it really, really does help. And in fact, here, let me copy. So paste maybe talking about sleep, I meant to mention that I also drink Celestial Seasons tea at night, the sleepy time tea, and that really helps me. So, might help you. But another thing that helps is this is made by Philips, and you know, I'm just working off my mouse here, so I'm sorry if, um,
Yeah, sleepy time tea.
yeah.
Yeah. So Dale says he remembers Morales from when he lived in Virginia, which is where we live, and he's in
Hmm.
upstate New York right now. Where are you in upstate New York, Dale? Up by Niagara, Buffalo, that area? Or I love New York State. I love New York City, my favorite place in the world, and I love New York State. I love the Finger Lakes region, Watkins Glen, and all that.
This is a link to that clock that Cynthia was talking about,
Hmm.
and it's made by Philips, and it is a great. I'm finding myself, enjoying it too, because it starts with a very very dim orange, and it doesn't go in steps.
It's
It
very slow in how it
very
brightens up.
slow on how it brightens up and everything. It really mimics. Takes about a half hour, and so I'm finding myself when I'm starting to see a little bit of, and you can see through your eyelids, but I start seeing some light coming into the room, but you just slowly see it. It gets brighter and brighter, and I'm finding myself waking up rather nicely,
Yeah,
and
it doesn't scare the fire
doesn't
out
yeah
of you.
doesn't. But it's a really great clock or alarm clock, and you can have a regular alarm. You can also have it set to birds. You can have it also set to your radio and everything. We just like the birds,
Hmm.
and the birds work.
It helps with the stress too
Hmm.
because you're not jarred out
Yeah,
of
you're
bed in the
not.
morning. Yeah, yeah.
But look into those things, and what we're trying to do here in the Moore home is just really look at how to control more of our stress, because it's just stressful out there, and it's crazy. But another one, this is funny, talking about our daughter this evening, her trying to climb those refrigerator shelves, ask for help. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah, why didn't you just ask for
Yeah,
help?
why didn't you just ask for
That
help?
was would have been a good idea.
Yeah. Recognize your limits
Mm,
and ask for help, you know, especially the men. So many men don't want to ask for help or anything like that. And that's pride getting to you, being stubborn and everything like that, which I am. I'm a stubborn person.
no,
Yeah. But,
really,
um, you know, but it's
you'd
just
win
learning,
awards in being stubborn.
but it's just learning to ask for help. And, it's okay. We're all human. And,
Mm,
it's just, ask to help if you need help doing tasks or something, ask for help, you know. Another one, seek friends, family, and
mhm,
community. It's, getting out there and just being able to talk to somebody about things going on and everything like that. I a lot of times I've belonged to several very close knit Facebook groups, and I've that's kind of a neat place to also, it's not that one-on-one thing or anything like that, but I I found that these Facebook groups help me, and get in there and rant a little bit and everything like that. When you're able to talk it out or talk something out, it does help. Scoot closer if you want,
yeah,
sweetie.
it's just a
Oh,
weird angle here.
oh yeah, get
I'm trying to get over here where
oh,
it's.
get in. Are you stuck?
I think I was stuck in the carpet.
Oh, sorry about that. But
Community is extremely important.
do what? Yeah, community.
Community is extremely
And I'm gonna
important.
throw church in there too. To
Mhm.
really start getting involved in church, and it really helps. Acknowledge your feelings, and don't bottle the stuff up. And acknowledge that you might be, and that's what I give applause to Rudy, the Oscar prepper. He was admitting, hey man, I'm just getting mad. I'm getting hateful. I'm getting
Mhm.
angry. And so acknowledge your feelings
Mhm.
and let it know. So the first step, the first step to recovery is acknowledging the fact that you may have an issue, and so this stress and anger and everything, again, a lot of these things are outside of our control. We can't do anything about them anyways.
Mhm.
So control what you can control, and
Heather was just saying she has a text friends group. I do too. I have a few groups through our church. One of them is specifically for depression. other ladies that have the same thing. And it does help when you're
Mm-hmm.
having a trying day. It helps just to message someone and say, it's just a rough day. I just need your prayers. Or,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a minute to talk? Or that's very important, especially women. We are so, um, um, we connect so well with other women. I don't know that men have the same need for other men the way that women have. You can meet a woman and know immediately you're going to be best friends. You
Mm-hmm.
just know it. And I think women, we join our hearts so closely, and that's just, especially if you have a church and you have someone that you can just, friend you can sit
Mm-hmm.
and go to coffee with, or be that friend.
Mm-hmm.
Be the friend to someone else who is going through a rough time. I know a gal that lost her mother, lost her father, within like a year of each other. And that is a hard, hard thing to walk through.
Mm-hmm. And that's a kind of talking it out
Mm-hmm.
is kind of to take it a step further is find someone who needs help with an
And help them.
issue that you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
When I have found that when I help people when I'm dealing with the exact same issue, all of a sudden I feel better. And so, but again, it's talking it out,
It's
being
scriptural.
being part of the community and things like that.
I
Um,
have found too. I didn't. Sorry to interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
I have found too that things that I've walked through, like for the last 20 years, I met a new gal at church who was walking through a child that's rebellious and has left her. He has totally kicked her out of kicked her out of his life. I went through that 20 years ago with my
Hmm.
daughter, and it's good to be able to have walked through it
Hmm.
and survived it and grown from it, to be able to just encourage and say, I know, I understand where you are. I
Hmm.
know what you're going through.
Hmm.
And this is what I've walked through. And I can encourage you that you will get through this.
Hmm. Hmm.
And just to carry that stress load off of someone
Yeah.
else's shoulders.
When you do that, for some reason, the stress relieves from you too.
Yeah, it does. It's just a giving back.
Yeah. So, so take a moment in nature and getting out there
Get in
and
the dirt.
get in the dirt, grow in the garden.
Grow in your garden. Go out and
Yeah, get dirty.
I separate hostas. That's my mental therapy, is to go out and dig up the hostas and make more hostas.
I work in the garden, and so right now we're building. I'm
Hmm.
building
Really
really
good,
nice
really
garden.
nice garden.
It's something kind of biting the bullet, and but with everything going on, and this is a great example. Here, I was stressing because one of the things I do focus a lot on is food. I really track food. I really track production. I track all these things that are going on, and so I was finding that I was stressing out over a lot of the food issues out there, and instead of stressing and worrying and everything like that, I decided, what am I going to do about it to make myself feel better? And so what I'm doing is I'm extending our garden, growing a bigger garden, but I'm also putting in what like kind of like a 10-year plan. This is a garden that's going to last a long time. And so I'm kind of building a stair step raised beds. And as I continue working on this, I'll be showing more pictures of this and videos out
Mhm.
there showing you guys what I'm doing. But it's one of my ways to deal with the stress and also take care of the situation. Here I'm worried about food. Well, plant
There
a
you go.
garden. I'm being
You're dealing
proactive.
with it.
I'm dealing with it, being proactive and taking charge. And because of that, I'm finding that I am not really being that stressed anymore. And then also by doing the garden and everything, we're going to see the grocery bill go down and stuff like that. So, I'm a big person who money saved is money earned.
Hmm.
And, but getting out there in nature, I mean, we've got some woods by us here. So walking around, I'm going to be building some walking trails and everything like that.
We also feed our deer.
Yeah.
That's another de-stressor, is to
Yeah.
go outside. We sit on our front porch
Mm-hmm.
and we watch the deer come up to
Mm-hmm.
eat.
Yeah.
And they're very tame. They know we're not going to hurt them. So
Yeah.
they come up now and
Hang
they
out.
look at us and eat. And they're
Yeah.
like, what, how far away would that be from where we sit? I don't know. I don't do distance.
Maybe 15 yards at the most.
Yeah,
Not very
it's
far.
not very far.
One car width, not car length, car width, because our car is parked. So
Yeah,
we got about 3 or
we're in the
4 feet.
porch. Yeah,
Our porch
the
is
car.
high up, but the car is like 4 or 5 feet from the house, and
Mhm.
then you know a deer right there. So we got a
That's
feeding station.
that's another thing that helps to de-stress,
Yeah,
is just
just
to
watch
sit
the
down
deer.
and watch the nature.
Mm-hmm.
He saw his first
Yeah, I saw
skunk
a
here
first skunk
today.
today. So him running across the
Mhm.
driveway and everything. But John was asking, do I have a greenhouse? No, we don't.
I
And
have little greenhouse,
well,
miniature
you've
greenhouses.
got
My
she's
winter
doing
sowing.
winter sowing that she's doing right now. So which I need to start,
You need to start getting yours
getting my
ready too.
seeds moving here soon.
Hmm.
I found out that there's not very much that you can winter sow vegetable wise, and so because it just like tomatoes and everything just
Tomatoes
don't
don't
do
think too
they
well.
don't do well
I do
winter. So
flowers. He
yeah, she
does
does.
veggies.
I do veggies.
I just do
And then
flowers.
Dale was mentioning about chamomile and everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I think Linda might have been too earlier.
that's something I'm going to be looking at putting in the garden. I'm looking at putting echinacea, some marigolds, other things like that. If I'm going to plant
Lavender.
flowers, she just likes flowers because
I
they're pretty.
just like the pretty
I
of it.
want flowers. Doggone it! If they're going to be flowers
He
in
wants
my,
to eat them.
then they need to be edible. They got to have a
I just want
purpose.
the pretty.
I'm not going to be out there gardening, sweat of my brow
If you can't
without.
eat it.
Yeah. Why is this growing here? It's got to serve a purpose.
Yeah. Oh, he was so excited. We have wild garlic in our
Yeah.
front, in our little esplanade in the front
Yeah.
by our house. And
Yeah, we have
he
wild
was out
garlic.
there showing me the wild garlic versus the daffodils. And I'm like, well, the daffodils are prettier.
Yeah.
He's like, but you can eat the wild garlic.
Yep. So, and then also just a little side rabbit trail. My neighbor across the street has a lot of wild garlic growing in their yard, and it's kind of on a hillside, so they don't mow it or anything like that. But I asked permission if I could harvest that, and I'll split it, I'll dehydrate it, and give half to them, and
We'll have them.
So
it smells like garlic.
Yeah.
I've never smelled
little
it or
itty
seen
bitty
it
buds,
before.
and man, they're very, very
have
pungent. So look for it. Wild onions, wild garlic is out there.
But don't eat the daffodils.
Yeah, don't
They
eat
look
the
like green
daffodils.
onions.
Yeah.
So don't eat the daffodils.
So, but let's see here. So take a moment in nature was that. Keep pleasurable activities. What are some of the pleasurable activities we like to do? We're really homebodies.
We are such homebodies.
Yeah.
prefer being, unless we have something to go to or friends to meet or something.
Yeah.
I just like being. We enjoy a glass of wine every so often. Once in a while, we'll be really bad and smoke a cigar. I know that sounds terrible, but they're the little girly ones. They're not the.
Well, I'm gonna next week.
But we just really enjoy just being home. We talk all the time.
Yeah. I enjoy a good cigar and a good scotch.
Yeah, he does that.
And next week, what I want to talk about are luxuries for the prepper arena. And because I was thinking about that, when was the last time I've had a scotch?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So that really and when was the last time I've had a real cigar?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So that tells you.
Well, it's been over years.
Yeah. Well, have we?
We've had scotch here.
Yeah. But Matt and Michelle, when they came last year,
that was been a year almost.
It's been a year since I've had a cigar. But these are things that, pleasurable activities, if you're partaking in these and don't abuse them, but just, enjoy a good comedy. We enjoy a good chick flick. I actually enjoy chick flicks.
Chick flicks. I'm so thankful.
And then also she enjoys Naked and Afraid.
I like Naked and Afraid. And I like Man, Woman, Wild. But that's tame after watching Naked and Afraid.
Well, we've been watching the XLs, Naked and Afraid XL.
You learn so much on there.
You learn what doesn't work. And all these people thinking they're going to go out, bug out in the forest and everything, man, they're naked and afraid with clothes on, and that's all. I mean, it's just amazing to watch that show. And then
excuse me just a minute, I'll be right back.
I'm friends with EJ Snyder. I've known him for a number of years, and maybe go check out that interview I did with him. I'm trying to get some of the other Naked and Afraid people on board as well. But I enjoy watching Naked and Afraid. We rewatch them and everything. We binge that, or we watch Chopped, because I enjoy cooking and everything. But these are pleasurable moments. These are things that will help you, de-stress and everything. And we just enjoy sitting in bed, holding hands and watching Naked and Afraid. So, but these are things that, could really help. Now, we are Christians, and what I wanted to do here is for the Christians. So if talking about Bible and Christianity bothers you, go ahead and flick it off now. But make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and then ring that bell so you're notified. And it's a couple tips for Christians. And first one is really learn to live Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 is trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And I call this the third party rule because, when you have done everything in your power and knowledge and wisdom to do, and your spouse has done everything their knowledge, wisdom, and power to do, if both of you come up empty handed and everything like that, then what you need to do is you got to throw it on God and then walk away. And then, but the problem with learning to live the third party rule is that so often we as humans want to take that steering wheel back and we just mess things up like crazy. And hey, Daff,
this is what we do for entertainment. We have these two.
Yeah, this is Daphne and that's Freddie.
This is Freddie. Freddie is a Shorkie.
Yeah,
Shih Tzu and Yorkie. He just got a haircut, so he's really naked right now.
Yeah, Daphne is a Papillon, so she's got big ears.
Yep.
And
shags.
But third party rule is something that I really practice, and you learn to live with by letting God have the steering wheel. And but learning to live Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Is that in trust in the Lord?
Yeah, trust in the Lord with all your heart. But and then if you're finding yourself getting down or something, you're stressed out and stuff, find what the date is. So today is March 18th, and then go to Proverbs 18. What?
Whispers human. That's Linda Lute. Those are funny looking collies. Linda is one of my best friends. Oh. She's who I adopted my collie from. And yeah, this is definitely not a collie.
No,
definitely not.
But corresponding, if you find yourself, stressing and everything and want to get in God's word real quick, find out what date it is and then go to the corresponding chapter in Proverbs. Proverbs has 31 chapters. And so, it's a great way to just step back. A lot of wisdom, and just something reading the Bible at times just melts the stress away. So, and then learning to pray in the mornings. And I mentioned this because I'm not one who's oh dear Lord, blah, I'm not one of those sort of prayers and everything. I just sit here and talk to God like I'm talking to you guys. It's how I talk to God. Hey God, listen, man, I'm really having a problem today. Or hey God, thank you for letting me get up and breathe another day. And but those are the things that how I talk. But get up in the morning and when your feet touch the ground, say, hey God, thanks for letting me live another day. And practice gratitude towards God and being thankful, and which kind of leads me into the next one is be thankful for the small things in life. And when you're learning to really look at the small things in life and you're being thankful for those, then all of a sudden the big things in life really don't matter too much. And I don't know why that works or why that happens, but thanking God for the small things or the small blessings. There's a song, which the small blessings in life, or there's a church hymn about small blessings. Maybe some of you guys know that and everything. So
I like my big blessing.
But learning to just thank Lord for the small things in life. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn this into an article, and I'll be posting it to my website, so you can go back and reread this or reflect on it or something, so that you guys these are some action items. These are things of a lot of the stuff of what I do or what she does. And again, this week has been hell. It's been crazy. And it's, all the things that have been going on in the world and everything, which are completely outside of our control, but you stress over it. And it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen to the banks? Or, oh my God, are we going to get nuked? Or,
we're going to have any money after the next 2 years until hopefully we change presidents.
Yeah. But we're all, and then, as many of you may know or not know, I'm a big Trump fan. I totally support him and everything, but keep him in your prayers. There's a lot of, they're just constantly throwing mud at him. If you're not a Trump person, then,
keep him in your prayers.
Keep him in your prayers anyway. But hopefully this evening has really helped you and given you some food for thought because again, this has been a stressful week, and folks, it's going to just get worse. I mean, I hate to say that. Things are, our food issues are going to get worse. It's interesting. The mainstream media is really pounding the fertilizer issue now.
Yeah. Now, how long has it been?
I've been preaching that since September last year, and they're finally catching on. But the fertilizer issue going down is a serious issue, and so there's not going to be much food. This is why another reason I really encourage you growing your own garden. But there's just so many things in the world that are taking place, and again, when you see these things, really look at them and ask yourself, how is this going to affect me and my family? And if it is going to affect you and your family, then put a prep plan together and start preparing for it. And it's a great way to deal with that. Daphne,
be nice.
Sorry,
the kids are fighting.
Rambunctious.
Can you help me with him so we can show
what?
this? This is mine.
This is Shaggy. Here, hold on, just keep him there.
This is Shaggy.
See Shaggy?
He's not a collie either, but this is my therapy right here. Just a sweet golden doodle.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a face only a mother could love? Now look, then he's loving daddy.
But we have Scooby, Shaggy, Daphne, and Freddie.
And we're no more. Yeah. Whenever we get our chickens,
we'll get. Can you kind of get the theme we got going on here?
It wasn't intentional. So, Scooby started
it. Scooby started it because I lived in Central America. I lived in Panama, and so Scooby came from Panama.
And then we got Shaggy.
And then we got Shaggy.
It's actually Scooby Doo, Shaggy Doodle, Daphne Doo Doo. You can guess how Daphne got her name, her Doo Doo name. And then we adopted Freddie about a month ago.
And he was named Teddy.
So we just called him.
So he turned into Freddie.
So
continue that trend.
Yeah, but no more. No more. Even though there was this beautiful great Dane I saw yesterday, but no more dogs.
Yeah, no more dogs. But again, I hope that this has been helpful for you guys.
It has for us. This is fun.
Yeah, this
is really fun. I like listening to all the people, what they're doing.
Reading what all the people.
Yes, it would be nice if we could see and actually talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to this year's Tartan Day? John wants to know.
No, I've been invited and everything, and it's April something. I'm in the middle of writing a book, and it is really slow. I bit off a lot, and what the book is about is basically dehydration recipes. So many preppers out there today, all they know how to dehydrate is beef jerky and maybe this or maybe that. But I'm going to really try to get a very large gamut of recipes and not have your typical everyday recipes that you can just find easy on stinking internet, but some really good stuff. And a lot of them I do myself. A lot of them are
really good.
Yeah. Like I made dehydrated sauerkraut, and
it was extremely
dehydrated
good.
Sauerkraut was really good, and I powdered it. Well, I was keeping that on, thinking it would.
Oh, I'm just stuffing up from it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Should have told me.
No, I'm sorry.
But dehydrated sauerkraut and then powder it, and it's really great. I used it on eggs the other day, and it just brings a really good tang and things. So really, how to use your dehydrator to its fullest purpose, and incense. Learning how to make, use your dehydrator to make incense and stuff. You're growing all these herbs and stuff. Why not turn some of those into incense and stuff like that?
Incense is expensive.
But that's what I'm doing. And this book is really taking, because I'm having to put everything in recipe format. And I'm not used to that. I'm a pretty fast typer and a pretty fast author. I can write out articles really quickly, but man, I'm having to shift gears and do recipes.
And
so,
they are
and then I have to figure out the measurements, and so it's very time consuming. So am I going to the Tartan Day Parade? Long way around. Probably not. Although I have been invited, and but I do have a lot of friends who are going, and I think CE Kilts are going to be there.
I'm sure they probably will.
Yeah, CE Kilts. And in fact, some of you may know I also run a group called Real Men Wear Kilts. And
you do?
Yeah, we do. Sorry.
Okay.
She does. She's running it more than I do.
Recently.
But yeah, Real Men Wear Kilts.
It's a tough life having to look at handsome men in kilts.
But we got like 23,000.
23,700, I think.
In Real Men Wear Kilts. So yeah. We didn't live on the internet. So
that's okay. We have a lot of good relationships.
And we do have a lot of friends because of this. And then
It keeps
For
you
those of you
sane.
who are in the Virginia area, I've also joined PrepperNet, and I'm now a city leader, and so I'm in charge of the Salem Roanoke area. So check out preppernet.net, and it's all one word, preppernet.net, and check it out. And if you're really looking to connect with other preppers and build community, I mean, there's a lot of ham activity into it, really building barter and trade groups, and then just classes. Here in my area, I'm going to start doing classes here soon, and we have enough area that I'm actually thinking about doing a bug out bag test. So if you want to test your bug out bag, I'm thinking about having people come out and truly test their bug out bag. So arrive on a Friday and live out of it until Sunday and see what you're missing and see how it's going.
Is that a
And
camping thing?
yeah, I'd be out there in
Okay,
the
I'm
camping.
not. I don't camp.
Yeah. So,
It's like,
but
how did he end up with her? She doesn't camp. She
yeah,
likes flowers.
yeah,
Doesn't eat bugs.
yeah. Although when we're sitting there, it was funny. I found a dead bird yesterday. And because we're in this naked and
Wait,
afraid mode,
everything is
why
food.
didn't you bring it in? That's good
Yeah,
protein.
yeah. We could have skinned it. We could have had that bird. For
Yeah, that's protein, man. What are you throwing it away for? Is it still good?
You spend so much time watching the show, and they're searching for food because they're in a
Yeah.
different environment. They can't find food, and it's like, now I watch it, and they're trying to catch a crocodile. I'm like, come on, get that
You're
tail.
not doing this right.
Yeah,
You grab the tail.
The tail has this fatty all the way through the tail.
Yeah. So
And
she's learning a lot.
I'm learning a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Heather doesn't camp either.
But John, yes, it's on Facebook.
Yes.
It's one of the largest kilt groups on Facebook. But type in "Real Men Wear Kilts." Look for Angus.
Yes, that's what the logo looks
That's
like.
what the logo looks like. And that's our group.
Yeah.
And it's all about kilts and wearing them. And when the weather starts warming up, you're going to start seeing me more in my kilts and everything because I'm a David Kilty. And
are you on Facebook, John?
Yeah.
Is he on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on Facebook. Yeah, because he was asking, is it on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm asking if he was on Facebook.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook,
I can send him an
us.
invitation. Friend Raymond or friend me,
and
we'll send you an invitation to it.
But check it out.
It's a really great group.
Great group. Oh my goodness, great.
Very,
people.
very positive. We don't allow any kilt police in there. No one is able
BS.
to.
It's a means. And I hate using this word, safe space.
It is, but it's a positive place to go.
We've gained a lot of friends because of it and everything.
Yeah, enjoy wearing
good
kilts.
job, John. Okay, he just subscribed.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yeah, I love wearing my kilt. So, but and then another thing to remind you, do me a favor, get my book package. I'm going to autograph this book. This is really good. I talk a lot about what the common man can do to protect his wealth. Not everybody has 401ks or giant stock accounts or this, that, or the other or anything, but this is just common sense for the common man. And then I've got a 7 gig, I think it's 7 gigs, maybe it's 9 gigs. I forget. Might be 9 gigs of ebooks and PDFs, and there's a lot of audio files on here, some videos on here, but it covers everything. Any topic you can think of, it's in here. So, and then you get a cool credit card knife and a cool P38. So I'm asking $40 for it. That's with $5 shipping. So it's $40 total. So $35 for the package, $5 shipping and handling.
And if you're a woman,
yeah,
and you order it, make sure and note that, and I'll send you something from me.
Yep.
I'll send you a girly gift.
Yep. But I'm going to be adding some other stuff to that too.
I know, but I'm going to send the women a girly gift.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care how much you prep. You need to have girly stuff.
Okay.
That's important for women.
Yeah, she'll send you girly stuff. So any females who order
any females, be sure and note that you're a woman. Obviously, I know Heather and Linda obviously are women, and Linda. But yeah, note that, and I will send you something from me because I have something wonderful in mind I can put in there for you.
Copy. Let's see if this works here. This should work. Paste.
What are you doing?
That's my poor man's guide link. So, and
oh yeah,
that should hit you there.
But
yeah, order my book, please. But I only have 15. 15
is what you said.
15, yeah. I only have 15, but if people want more of it, I'll go out and get more stuff and assemble packages and everything. And then join my Telegram group. And I'm really working hard at pushing out fast news that I think it's important to people to follow up on and everything, as well as keeping you alert to any articles or videos or anything like that we're pushing out. And then also like, subscribe, and share.
And ring that little bell.
And ring that little bell. And then also join my newsletter. I've been seeing a lot of the newsletter and the Telegram group. This week, Augustin Farms has had some really good food sales, but they do not last long. I pushed out there the dehydrated onions, and I posted also to some of my Facebook groups. The Augustin Farm sales, folks, are 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. So if I'm pushing this out, if you're on my newsletter email list, or if you're on my Telegram
Don't
group,
dilly-dally.
do not dilly-dally, because you want to take advantage of these sales, because the onions were something like 52 or 54% off. I posted it, and then like the next day someone was typing in one of the Facebook groups, I missed the sale, they're back up to $20 or 20 something a can. So keep an eye on that and join my Telegram group or the email or both. And but it's a great way. I track these like crazy. And you can go to raymondmhor.com/shop, and that's my Augustin Farms page, and that's how I track things. And all you need to do is go there, hold your shift button there, and hit the refresh, and all the new prices will constantly come up. So about every other day, I'm checking that to see if anything's changed or anything. And
Linda Bob said your Telegram is great. Thank
you, Linda.
That was nice.
But stroganoff, and it's something I haven't sent out. The Price Mart, I think it's $14 or $16 for sale right now, but the percentage off isn't as much, but it's still a good deal. But the Augustin Farms beef stroganoff is on sale right now for, I want to say, $16 a can. But what you want to, that's the reason why I haven't sent it out. I'm really looking for those close to $10 deals, and $10, $12, and because that's something then you could buy multiple cans at and do something with. So, and always add to your preps. But anything else?
Heather says Daisy and I are mutual friends. Raymond, are you on Prep Club?
No,
I'm not sure who Daisy is.
Okay, Daisy. Yeah, Daisy Luther. Yeah.
Okay, you know Daisy.
She's an organic prepper.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I write for them. You'll see my articles pop up there every once in a while. But yeah, organic prepper. I don't know if Daisy's back from Greece right now, but she's been posting a lot of her Greece pictures. But yeah,
small world, isn't it?
Yeah, small world.
It's a small world.
So, well, when you're in the prepper community, you start knowing all these preppers and all this other stuff and things. So
we are 15 minutes over.
Oh, okay.
We can.
Any other questions people might have? So, but any other questions or anything?
Heather says nope. She knows that she's still there.
Okay, so. Well, I just thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you're new to the channel, again, like, subscribe, and share, and ring that little bell so you get notified when we post new videos. And then to all you wonderful community folks out there, we love you, we thank you, and we're really getting to know you. And this has been a blast.
It has
been
fun.
We're looking forward to Saturday nights hanging out with you. And so we're starting to recognize a lot of the names. We're seeing Heather and John and Sherry and Linda and Dale and John and so
slow carb. I'm not sure where slow carb is from. Slow carb I might be new tonight. I was only here last week, so maybe slow carb has been on before.
Yeah.
If you're still on, let us know where you are.
Yeah. So, but that's everything. Is that everything for you?
That's everything for me. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. It's been fun.
Thank you much. So, I'm Raymond Mhor.
I'm Cynthia Mhor.
Kilter Prepper.
And Cynthia. The Kilter Pepper and Cynthia.
We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And Kilton.
God bless. Take care.